Okay, we're here. I'm not gonna dawdle and yap. I need to actually make sure I get this done in the next couple of days. I'll have this done in the next couple of days for sure, but definitely I have to make sure I'm locked in because I only have a couple of days left before I'm gone for like a month. So we'll get right to it. We're not gonna dilly dally. Let's rock. Okay, let's see. Alco. We have this is a request. I've been asked to do Alco, but specifically Redhead Alco. So no other stuff. So could be just Melty and Suki. Yeah, Tsukihime and Melty. Okay, all right. Um, what the fuck? Okay. That's most likely gonna change. Okay. All right, that's the working title we have. I will probably change that later. Okay. Um, hmm, yeah. Let me actually fix this. Okay. I had to make sure I remember that. What a funny request. Okay. Are we really gonna do this today? Okay. Hmm. Give me 1 second. This will actually make me go to sleep. I gotta change the music. Okay. I'll add more to that later. Give me 1 second. Just going over my notes. Just give me a sec. Okay. This is where it's gonna get kind of dicey because the thing with Tsukihime and Melty Blood, while we do know who Aoko is, they don't really go into detail about her because again, she's an enigma. She shows up when she shows up. Okay. Oh yeah, you set me up for disaster with this one. It's fine. The orange juice at 7-Eleven. Interesting. Okay. Again, I can't talk about brown haired one. This is such a weird, unorthodox lore video just because Tsukihime and Melty, again, she's there, but she's barely there. She's an enigma. She shows up when she shows up because the story's more so about Tohno. So the way I can do this is I'm gonna have to go into detail about her abilities, which is again not really told in Tsukihime like that. Fuck it. I'll deal with this. I'll write what I have to write, then I'll just deal with that later. Okay. Let's see. Your answer. Numerous abilities. I'm gonna fix this. I'm just going off of my own personal knowledge right now. Okay. Okay. That's fine. All right. It's so hard not talking about brown-haired Aoko. This might change because so far this feels this is a speed run right now. I don't feel it's gonna be up to the quality that I usually provide, so I might actually end up doing brown haired. Okay. I'll mention her. I guess I have to mention her because Alco did have a role in that. She loves to scheme. She definitely does love to scheme. I'm not gonna take that out. It's just White Land. I'll just becomes a figure in the ensuing events later on. Yeah, there we go. Jesus Christ, it's just White Land. Okay. How do I approach this? Okay, I know what to do here. Um, This is not what it's called. It's just me just putting in that, yeah, she's an actual magician. I'm definitely not gonna put that in there. Sets her apart. Warm feats. Warm feats. I'm gonna expand on that later. I'm gonna throw this in very, very loosely. Aoko's batshit crazy when she's actually like fighting. Okay. I'm not ending it. I'm just following the format that I usually do. I'm gonna go over this one more time just to be on the safe side. And I'm definitely gonna be adding a lot more because this is gonna be really, really kind of complex to do because the redhead Aoko is literally specific. You see her in Suki, you see her in Melty, but people know more about the brown-haired one because FGO being the protagonist of her own series, so it's hard. Like this one's actually gonna be a tough one to do. Okay. You know what? Okay, let's go. Let's see. Bodies. Alco embodies contradiction. Super brash, yet compassionate. Yet compassionate. I'm actually phoning a friend of mine. Oh wait, dude, this is doable, but right now there's a lot of key points that I can't mention because oh LOL she doesn't do that in Tsukihime slash Melty Blood. So I'm really just thinking, fuck it. We're just gonna. I could probably just do both of them. Just have yeah. That's what I might just do. Have brown brown haired Alko have her own section and have Tsukihime slash Melty Blood have her own section. Yeah, we can do that. That damn, this gonna be a long video. Okay, cool. We can do that because if I just focus on redhead, that's gonna be a problem. Uh, let's see. Yeah, that's definitely gonna be a problem. Direct and indirect. Shape the world around her, leaving a mark. Those she encounters. Yeah, like he's saying, "Hey, you're doing Alko lore, not Redhead's lore, you idiot." Yeah, I can get this to work. What I'm gonna do is I'll just have both of them have their own sections. So we started with red, so I can transition it into brown. That's not that big of a deal. It's just good. This video is just gonna be a lot longer than it probably should be. Okay. Fair. Okay, so what I can do now is this is perfect. Okay. So we'll do this. Redhead Alko. Redhead Alko. That's the best way for me to go about. Wait, what the fuck? Ew. Redhead Alko. We'll highlight this red. It's not red. That's clearly red. I'm bugging right now. Okay. Okay. Do 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 do. All right. So now I feel like red is fine. So now we can go into brown. I'm just looking over my notes. Just give me a second. Sorry about that. Okay. So we are definitely. This is definitely gonna be kind of weird to do. So what I can do is, since we already outlined Redhead, let's start with Maho, the Maho one. Then we can move on from there. Okay. I'll confirm this later, but we'll go from there. Okay. Brown-haired Aoko. So the biggest issue I was gonna have with just doing Redhead is because she does have lore. She does definitely have lore, but it's like I'm giving half content, not even half. I'm giving like 25% of her content, which again is not up to the quality that I always do over here. Okay. I'm gonna cross reference this in a bit too, just in case. Origin story. Let's look at my notes one more time. Comes becomes we're probably gonna end up switching this up top. Yeah, we'll do this as the origin, then we'll go from there. Fifth magician. Oh yeah. Yeah, I remember Tokyo Battle Moon Wars did not let this shit go. Okay, excuse me. Tokyo still has not let it go too, which is tragic. Very, very tragic. Um we have to go about transitions. Transition. Okay, so this is definitely stress off of my back because the way I was going about it, it just was not gonna work. It'd be very shortchanged, extremely shortchanged. Since she has a lot of lore, and if I half-ass it just by focusing on the redhead and the redhead version, the Tsukihime slash Melty Blood version, we're missing out on a lot of key information, a lot of key information. So I'm happy I'm actually doing it this way. Hmm. Mm. Okay, let's do this. We mentioned that. Okay, cool. This is again such a breath of fresh air. I definitely don't have to half-ass this because I was not liking the way that was going. I'm not even gonna put in quotations anymore. I'm pretty sure I'll remember. Nature of fifth magic, mysterious. Outgoes. Enigmatic presence. Okay. I'm just, writing some notes down on my end. Just give me a moment. Okay, since we changed some stuff, I actually gotta write this down. So let's change that up a little bit. We don't need to do that anymore. Aoko, powerful, dramatic figure, wields. Do I want to use extraordinary? Yeah, I do. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move all this. There we go. A little bit better structure, so we'll keep that section to itself. All right. Shift in music because I actually need to pay attention. I need to change the mood. Okay. Growth in these battles is pivotal in shaping her understanding of magic's true cost. Hmm. I might change that. I probably will change that. Okay, I'm gonna get. Hmm. Okay, let's see. Let's go into detail about her personal growth. Aoko's no growth. Magician. Again, this was a request, but I was specifically asked to talk about Tsukihime slash Melty Blood Aoko, but that's kind of half-assing it, just because Aoko has a lot of lore, and if I don't put it wouldn't feel right if I just brush all that lore like to the side. That wouldn't. It doesn't make sense. So I'm just gonna include everything, but I'm gonna include her stint in Melty Blood and Tsukihime. I just gotta make sure I don't skip any details because it's been a bit. Uh, learns not to just immense powers, but also I'm gonna write this. I'm gonna be chuckling inside of my head, but also the importance of restraint. Okay. Okay. All right. So that's still brown haired. Okay, we're still in brown haired mode. Let me go into a little bit more detail about this. Fifth magic awakening. Go into detail about it. Association with time manipulation. How it's a significant turning point. Talk about how the exact nature of the fifth magic remains mysterious, which in turn enhances Alco's enigmatic presence. Uh, it's so in a sense it's source power into coveted by others. Okay. Fortunately, this video is not gonna be done today because I gotta watch Kamen Rider with my friends in a little bit. Well, mention how she limits her magical use and steps away from the path of a full magi, which is a key point in her character arc. Um, her extraordinary. I'm not using that again. Aoko. Fine. Extraordinary abilities. I've used it once. Might as well use it again. Abilities are Jesus. Okay. Okay. So right now, what we do have in her incarnations, in both her incarnations, fuck it, in both her incarnations, redhead and brownhead. I have to literally go back and just like read this all over again, but I think we have something decent. So okay, so let me change this now. Okay, there we go. Um, okay, so what I have here, I think is fine. We've separated them both, so it's definitely good to have. I'm not gonna write a conclusion for this until I actually go over this whole entire thing. I need to make sure I don't skip out on any details because this one's gonna be a very it's not gonna be complex. It's gonna be a little bit different from what I normally do in regards to lore, specifically since we're dealing with like different incarnations of a character. Okay, good stuff. I'm gonna do this right now. I'm gonna go get some dinner. I'm gonna do this. I'll go over this again, look over it, start script writing tomorrow. Then should be done by tomorrow. Good shit. I will see people later. Thank you for this request. It's pretty complex. Bye bye.